Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Umineko, so let's just go. I'm not going to wait, because hype is real. Let's go, let's go. Also, thank you for all the clarification you did on the last episode, that was awesome. Thanks again, guys. I hope you can do a lot of comments on this video as well.
あとは大人たちの話になるからって追い出されてね。
そりゃ抜け出して正解だよ。じいさまの顔を拝むくらいなら疫病神にキスした方がマシだぜ。
そんな言い方は悪いよ。ただおじいさまは僕らのことを疫病神だと思っているかもしれないね。
Kinda he does.
何しろ事業用にお金を借りたいという話でやってきたんだから。
Yep. That's right, this wasn't a customary annual October family conference. Eva's family had visited to apply for a business loan from the head family. Kinzo had vast resources, and he lent those out to his children. Of course, they didn't borrow money because they were living in poverty. How would they expand their businesses with the vast sums they wanted to borrow? How much interest would be attached, and how long would they have to repay it? This wasn't the sort of loan decided for the poor. It was loan for those who were on the offensive. Kinzo strictly judged whenever it would be worth lending out of his fortune. Afterwards, he strictly oversaw its use. So Rokenjima would sometimes play host to this spectacle, where relatives visited and described their business to Kinzo. To the parents, these meetings burdened them with the strain of having to move a vast amount of money. To Jessica, who lived on this isolated island called Rokenjima, it was a precious opportunity to meet up with her cousins. So, being able to talk with the occasional guests, such as George like this, immediately cured the bad mood she would gotten from that fight with her mother.
うちも全くケチくせえぜ。金なんて余ってるんだろうから、気前よく貸してやりゃいいのによ。うちの親父もじいさまも、どうせねちっこくもったいぶってんだろうぜ。
はあ。
お金を貸すとき、慎重になるのは当然のことだよ。もちろんうちの父さんも借り入れた分で事業を拡大し、しっかり返却できるプランを持って訪れてる。あとはプレゼンテーション次第ってところだろうね。本当は脇で見させてもらって勉強したいんだけど、母さんに追い出されちゃったんだよ。ちょっと残念かな。
ああ。
親方様はクラウス様やエヴァ様のことを今でも子供の頃と全く変わらないように叱られるようです。そんな姿を息子のジョージ様にきっと見せたくないのでしょう。
As Shannon hung her head, she thought back on a scene familiar to those who worked in the mansion. Also, in this episode I probably managed to do kinda better green screen, so maybe the intro will be in better quality. I don't know if I managed to do that yet, because I will do that tomorrow, but if I do, then yeah, you can leave a like. Even Kraus, who had acted Hochtil, I can't read that, I don't even know what that means, towards his siblings, was still treated like a child by Kinzo. Probably that means like cold or antagonist, maybe? Shannon herself had often seen Kinzo slap Kraus and tell him to sit up straight. It was probably very embarrassing to be coerced like that at his age. Taking care to avoid being present at times like that was one of the important responsibilities held by the servants working here. However, the fact that Shannon had ended up witnessing such a scene meant that she would mess up at least once in the past.
そうだろうね。
Just... okay.
それを察して姿を消すのも子供の務めかな。それにしても今年もこの庭園の花は本当に素敵だね。
Yeah, that's pretty damn nice, garden. George stretched as he said that, and he smoothly changed the subject away from one that was a little gloomy. This time, Shannon noticed it too. This person, George, could sensitively figure out the situation and always change the subject to something harmonious out of kindness. It was so smooth that Shannon hadn't noticed it until today. Today, Shannon really had to admire the way George did that. Of the boys close to Shannon's age, that she would know, nearly all had been classmates during her period of mandatory education. But they had all been young, and none had possessed the composure George had. Mere moments ago, he would been just another guest. But right now, she couldn't help but think of him as something else. Something more. However, such thoughts were mere distractions from her work as a servant. Shannon tried to chase them away with a small shake of her head.
どうしたんだよ。
いえ、何でもありません。お茶のご用意をしましょうか。先ほどのアールグレイを改めてご用意します。
紅茶の名前覚えてくれたんだね。
Nice.
嬉しいよ。
さっきはお気遣いはありがとうございました。
I wonder if I should took my camera lower. Oh, and record from the bottom. Yeah, well, I will test it out later. Shannon was finally able to put her gratitude into words. If he wrote it out, it would have been very long. But Shannon had needed a little spark of courage to say it out loud. But George played dumb.
何のことだい？お礼を言われるような覚えはないけど。
Nice. I really like George. I miss him. In this mood. Overall. This good mood. He seems to be playing the gentleman in his own way, letting her know he wasn't doing it out of desire for gratitude. George's response seems to be more or less exact what Jessica had predicted. She couldn't help but burst out of laughing.
なあ、こういうところ気ざったらしいだろ。
いえ、そんなことは。
Jessica poked fun at Shannon as the latter remained silent, red-faced. George didn't know the details, but he naturally joined in, laughing the same way. Yeah, laugh is like contagious, you know? When someone starts laughing, then everyone's laughing in the room. Where there are like times where it's really awkward when you not naturally laugh, but yeah. The three of them lazily walked around the garden, catching up on recent events. George, as the oldest cousin, talked about his life experiences. Jessica talked about recent life on Rakenjima. And Shannon talked about her recent work. They kept going on about these trivial things. Even when Shannon heard the others talk about deeply interesting things, she never felt any particular interest in the actual content of the stories. She was nothing more than a servant, and she had no intention of delving into her master's lives. She simply wanted them to enjoy their time speaking with her, and would only pretend to listen intently and nod at the right moments. Yet for some reason, the things George talked about today seems to catch her interest powerfully. Even things she would normally ignore felt like they contained a trace of kindness behind the words. For some reason, she wanted to know more things about George, no matter how trivial. So she started fixedly. So she stared fixedly at him. She thought that, as far as looks went, this Ushiramiya George was probably about average, and didn't stick out in any particular way. But he was diligent, serious, and had a deep prudence, which allowed him to understand people's hearts and show concern. But she would never notice these things before now. She may not have met him many times, but she would known his face for many years. Even so, she hadn't noticed until tomorrow. Blah. Even so, she hadn't noticed once until now. Yeah, I'm sorry. Shannon, embarrassed by her own obviousness, blushed. George, perhaps thinking that Shannon would listen intently to his stories, kept talking happily and at length about things he would done and seen. But Jessica didn't miss that slight change in Shannon. So she decided she would change the conversation to the topic she was sure Shannon was most interested in.
そういやさ、ジョージ兄さん、いい加減に彼女と
Oh wow. Wow. Okay, Jessica. I think I'm starting to like you more now. You got quite a development just in this one like particular scene. This garden scene.
なんだい、やぶから棒に。
Normally that reaction should have been answered enough. But for some reason, as she was now, Shannon wouldn't be able to understand it unless he said it clearly.
そのジョージ様はお優しいですから、さぞやその表になるだろうと。
Oh my god.
いや、その。
よせよシャノン、そういう追い詰め方はかえって意地悪だぜ。
私は別に意地悪のつもりは。
Oh, Shannon, just smile.
嬉しい勘違いをありがとう。残念だけど、特定の一人の女性とはまだご縁がないよ。見ての通り、容姿も並以下だからね。
Low average.
女の子を楽しくさせてあげられるような気の利いた話術もないし。
そんなことないと思います。それに男性の魅力は容姿では測れないところで決まるんじゃないかと思います。だからそのジョージ様はとても魅力的な男性じゃないかと思います。
Nice, Shannon, you scored the point. Shannon was being uncharacteristically verbose. She hardly even spoke at such length. George seems fairly pleased to hear someone applaud his charm like this, but he was just a little surprised at this sudden high price. Jessica, now sure her guess was spot on, appeared to be barely holding back laughter.
ありがとう、シャノンちゃん。僕に魅力を感じてくれるような寛大な女性に早く巡り合いたいね。
Wait, what did you... Wait, what? Oh, okay. Okay. I've read that wrongly.
ジョージ様の本当の魅力に気づいている女性はきっといいえ、大勢いらっしゃると思いますよ。
Ah, you meant yourself. She probably wanted to say that there was at least one girl very close to him. Shannon avoided saying that much, drawing a final line as a servant.
そうかな。さすがに照れるね。
He had probably never been prized this heavily by a girl before. George's face turned as his brighter, just as bright red as Shannon's. As she watched the two of them, Jessica giggled sadistically.
ジョージ兄さ もやがては素敵なパートナーと出会うだろうけどさ、今のままじゃきっと上手にパートナーをエスコートできないと思うぜ。
Well, it depends what will happen to this partner, because we all know what happened in the episode 1. I still want to know how this episode will go on, because that's really weird that we restarted the whole thing.
勤勉でいらっしゃるようだけど、そっちのお勉強はからっきしみたいだしよ。
悪かったね。その勉強はこれから少しずつしていくよ。
相手もいないのにどうやって？恋愛映画でも見る？それとも秀吉おじさんに習う？
Wow.
シェ
Savage.
まるで鬼の首でも取ったみたいだな。こういう話では男は女の子にかなわないね。
Normally, when George and Jessica got together, their parents would say George is diligent and admirable, and Jessica is lazy and rude. So it was probably unbearable fun for Jessica to have the roles finally reversed. George realized this as well, so he resigned himself to being the one getting teased for once.
ジョージ兄さんさえいいならさ、シャノンでちょっと練習してみたら？
Oh wow, wow, you are putting them together so much. Jessica, I love you.
シャノンを一日退屈させずにデートに連れてくんだよ。
Oh.
どうよ。
そんな
This is perfect, like...
お嬢様。
When she had Jessica auditions planned, Shannon's face turned bright red with a poof, and a donut of smoke started to rise from her head. Okay, that's not realistic. This is like the most anime thing I ever thought I would see in the story. I was really thinking like this whole thing will have like realistic stuff, but like in the mix with like, you know, magic and witches and all that we had. But now we just have straightforward anime reaction.
それはとても魅力的な提案だけど、シャノンちゃんに悪いよ。
I wonder if that happened in the anime too. That scene. Maybe I should watch anime or not? Huh. That's very tempting plan. That I wouldn't want to burden Shannon-chan.
彼女の貴重な休日を奪うだけじゃない。彼女が本当に思いを寄せる人と二人きりで過ごす聖域に僕が割り込んでしまうことになる。そんな無粋なことはできないね。
私もその思い人とかそういう人はいませんので、そういうお気遣いはい無用なのです。
Oh, Shannon. Shannon's blood had all rushed to her head, and it looked like even she didn't know what she was babbling about. Jessica, who knew how Shannon normally was, seems to be finding this hilarious. She couldn't hide her clucking laughter anymore.
そうなのかい？シャノンちゃんみたいな可愛い子が独り身なんて信じられないね。
Wow.
私使用人ですから、その男の方との縁なんてありませんし、その。
ってことは、シャノンも将来素敵な男性を射止めるために交際の練習が必要だってことじゃないのかよ。
Jessica, you are truly amazing mastermind of dating people.
つまり二人とも互いの思惑は一致するわけだ。なるほど、こりゃいいぜ。
I think I have a title for this episode, unless something like crazy will happen. Jessica irresponsibly cheered the two of them. By now, even George was hanging his head and turning red.
ジョージ、さっきから呼んでるわよ。聞こえないの？
Probably not. Yeah, I really don't like this question. Like in real life. Didn't you hear me? Like, if you don't answer when someone like calling you, then it means you don't hear them. Like in 90% of times, because the last 10% is like you just ignore them. But I don't know, in the family, if you're living with the family, for example, and I don't know, someone is calling you from like some other end of the house, and then come to your room and ask you, didn't you hear me? That's annoying. Also, like the friends when you are like outside and they are calling, you are talking with someone and they're calling you from like far away, and then they just run to you and ask you the same thing. Didn't you hear me? Like, no. Why this question even exists? I mean, yeah, but you know, that's kinda annoying. When Eva appeared in what was already an embarrassing situation, both of them got even more frustrated. Jessica watched and laughed loudly. Oh, and by the way, even more annoying than this is the person who keeps screaming just to make you hear this person. Like, you know, I mean like that. Someone is calling to you, you don't hear them because, for example, you're wearing headphones. And then they will not go to you and check out what's going on while you are not answering, but they just keep screaming. What if someone lost consciousness? You would scream like for 15 minutes before going to them? If someone is not answering your calls, then just move your ass and go to this place. Seriously.
母さん、ごめんよ、話が込み入っちゃっててね。気づかなかった。
これはエヴァ様、大変失礼しました。
若い子たち同士で大層盛り上がってたみたいね。あなたたちもみんなお年頃だもの。そういう話題が尽きないのもよくわかるわ。
Wow.
嫌ですね。エヴァおばさんだってまだまだお若いじゃないですか。
Nice one, Jessica. And Aunt Eva is actually pretty nice in this episode, surprisingly.
秀吉おじさんとの馴れ初めを聞かせてくださいよ。
Wow.
あら、そんなの言えるわけないわよ。
I want to know. Give us the story.
本当にみんな若いんだから。
それで何、母さん、用があって声をかけたんじゃないの？
お父さんたちの話が終わったわ。
Wow, it's 20 minutes only. Holy shit.
おじいさまにあなたの話をするからいらっしゃい。
僕の話？何の話かな？
今みんなでしてたのと同じ話よ。
Oh, they will try to like arrange some marriage for him.
ほら、例の話。
Probably.
ああ、別におじいさまに話すようなことじゃないんじゃないかな。
何の話だよ。まさかジョージ兄さん誰かと結婚するの？
Nah.
それはおめでとうございます。
Aw, Shannon.
違うよ違うよ。特定の女性はいないってさっき言ったじゃないか。
威張ることじゃないでしょ。まったく。
Eva smiled bitterly, looking a little exasperated? I have no idea what that word is. I'm sorry. Like, maybe that means annoyed? That would suit her.
ジョージ兄さんあれでしょ。お見合いだ。
お見合いですか。
What's that?
まあね。
Probably like arrange the meeting between him and some other woman and see if they fit. Something like that. Surely as a man, George wanted to find a partner by himself and bring her home with him. So it seems he thought it a bit pathetic to meet his parent for the first time in a marriage meeting arranged by his parents. Yep.
お見合いというのはもっと年齢が成熟してからするものじゃないのかな。僕はまだ一人前になったって自覚すらないというのに。
もちろん即結納即結婚なんて焦る気は全然ないのよ。親睦を深めて年齢的にもう少し落ち着いてから籍を入れる形でも問題ないの。
Judging by Eva's forceful attitude and George's non-committal one, the others could catch a glimpse of the story behind this marriage meeting. They didn't know who George was supposed to be meeting, but it was surely someone who would profit Eva's family in business sense. The very fact that they would be satisfied with a mere engagement to deepen the relationship between the two families, rather than an immediate marriage, made it feel almost like a political maneuver.
結婚はね、好きになってからするものじゃないの。
I forgot bring some water and stuff, so I will be back in a second because I can't speak literally. So be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's go. It took me like 3 minutes, I think. Yeah.
してから慣れることよ。感情だけで結婚すると必ず後悔する。
Really?
身元のしっかりした人を生涯の伴侶に選んで、それから愛情を築いていくのも決して間違ったことではないの。
This is typical Eva thinking.
それじゃ秀吉おじさんに悪いですよ。
私はあの人のこと大好きよ。いつまでも一緒にいて人生を共にしていきたい。
エヴァ様、素晴らしいです。本当にご立派です。
ありがとう。
She's showing her like nice side publicly. This is something we never saw in the first episode. We saw her like that only when she was like alone with Hideyoshi.
でもその気持ちは二人で夫婦をしていくうちに育んだものよ。
Oh, okay. I didn't knew that.
そして今の私たちより未来の私たちの方がもっともっと仲良しだと信じてる。私は夫婦はそういうものがいいと思ってるの。
Yeah, that's an interesting point of view. But I'm not sure if I totally agree with it.
だからって好きでもない相手と結婚してもいいって論法にはならないと思うけどな。
だからって好きな相手なら誰と結婚してもいいという論法にはならないわ。結婚は一瞬。でもその後の夫婦生活はずっとずっと長いの。
That's actually a point.
だから一時の感情に任せず慎重に相手を探すべきなの。
But that also would cause problems. So I'm still not really buying that.
そしてそれは人生経験の未熟なあなたよりお母さんたちの方がうまくやれるとは思わない？
それはそうかもしれないけど。
あなたは私の自慢の一人息子よ。どこへ出しても恥ずかしくないくらい立派に成長してくれたわ。バトラ君は籍を抜け、あなたが今やお父様の血を引く唯一の男孫。
Wait. I know that Butler kinda left like his parents and lived with... Who was that? I don't remember. What, were these relatives? I don't think so. I don't remember who grew Butler. Let me know in the comment, because I forgot. I totally forgot. I know he didn't grow with his parents, but I don't know who grew him. So yeah, but either way, they say that he left family register, but in the family meeting on the Rokkenjima on the episode 1, he was still like Ushiromiya Butler, he had a crest. So it's not like he left the family register. I wonder. Maybe something happened that he got back to be Ushiromiya again. Huh. Yeah, father's one.
あなたにふさわしい相手は慎重に選ばなくてはならない。
As everyone related to the Ushiromiya family knew, Eva adored George immensely. But that didn't mean she had pampered him. She had been strict with him and had raised him into a wonderful boy who wouldn't betray her expectation. That was why she treasured him so.
あなたの相手は決して母さんたちの損得で決めてなんかいないわ。
Are you sure, Eva?
あなたにふさわしい本当に素晴らしい女性に母さん、今はあなたの中にある青臭い若さがそれを疎むかもしれない。でもこれだけは母さんの言うことを聞きなさい。私があなたのためを思わなかったことが一度でもある？
それはないけど。
今はそれで結構よ。さあ行きましょう。お父様を待たせてるわよ。急いで屋敷に行きなさい。
She's nice here, but she's still Eva. You can see and hear that.
じゃあごめんね、二人とも。また後で。
George bowed to the two of them, and after bowing once more to Shannon, he dashed off to the mansion.
じゃあおばさんも行くわね。楽しい話を打ち切っちゃってごめんね、ジェシカちゃん。シャノンちゃん。
Did she just called herself Obasan? Can't I like repeat this line, please, somehow? I miss that function in Umineko. I won't be able to, you know, click and hear again. Yep.
いえいえ、気にしないでください。じゃあシャノン、私たちは行こうぜ。
はい。
大丈夫よ。ジェシカちゃんだってきっとそのうち素敵な出会いがあるわよ。ジェシカちゃんにふさわしい素敵な方。
私と同程度ってことは成績の悪い男かな。なんだかうぜえぜ。
もちろんシャノンちゃんにもね。あなたにふさわしい素敵な男性がきっと現れるわよ。
ありがとうございます。
As Eva giggled and smiled, she approached Shannon's ear with a hand over her mouth, as though she was trying to tell her a secret. Huh?
使用人風情のあなたにぴったりの相手がきっと見つかるわよ。
Oh, Eva. Eva, I love you when you're like that, but I hate you also. Chaotic evil, we all remember that.
義務教育に行かせてもらった恩も忘れて身の程を知りなさい。
そんなつもりは。
いやいやいやい
ジョ
や。
ージはお父様の血を引く孫の中では嫡男に当たるのよ。ひょっとしたら未来の後宮家を背負うことになるかもしれない人。その期待に応えるためにたくさんの勉強を重ねて素晴らしい大学に入り素晴らしい成績を残しているわ。そんなジョージと無資格無教養な使用人風情が釣り合うと本気でお思い。
Eva is so savage. I feel like most of people would hate Eva, like genuinely hate her, but I love her personality. I know this is like, it's kinda pissing me off how she treats, you know, servants and people who are not from the Ushiramiya family, like, I'm sorry, I forgot her name, holy shit. Natsui. Or like Natsui. But that's part of her character, and her character is, like I said, chaotic evil. She's like, she have great mix of personalities basically. She can be nice, she can be plotting, she can be annoying, she can be lovely, she can be just pissing people off around. This is like, I'm really like, I have mixed feelings about her. On the one side I loved her, and on the other side I feel like she's pissing me off. Oh my god, what do you think of Eva? Let me know in the comments. Do you like her? Do you hate her? Do you think she's just neutral? I don't know. Those malicious words all poured into Shannon's ear without spilling a drop. To Shannon, it was like a cold water was being poured in there.
私はそんなつもりは。
It was all whispered to Shannon in secret, and with the same smile as before. Jessica, who could only see Eva's expression, didn't think it was anything other than Eva telling Shannon some embarrassing story about love. Oh my god, Eva. When the secret conversation ended, Eva patted Shannon's shoulders as though she was urging her on. She's playing so good!
大丈夫よ。あなたにぴったりのお相手がきっと見つかるからね。じゃあね、ジェシカちゃん、また後でね。
はい、また後で。秀吉おじさんとの話、その時聞かせてくださいね。
Actually, I told that... Yeah, she's making fun of people who are not from the Ushiremiya family, so I'm right, basically. Because Shannon have crest, I just remembered. Yeah, but she's not from the family, just mark that she works really close to Kinzo. But she's not from the family, so yeah, that's why Eva is so antagonistic.
Yeah, yo.
Eva laughed loudly and headed back to the entrance hall. Behind Jessica, who was cheerfully waving her hand, Shannon reflected very, very deeply on those words of Eva's about knowing her place. Oh my god, normally I would end the episode here, but this is only 40 minutes, so nope. It's time for me to take a serious look at how full of myself I've been acting. I forgot. I'm furniture. Oh my god, furniture isn't human. I hate why they call themselves furniture. This is the one thing that I hate. So I'm being who must feel gratitude for even being treated like a human. Oh my god. Am I not permitted to wish for anything more? Maybe someone can dust you off? Okay, that was terrible. People sometimes develop affection for furniture they are used to using. Oh, wow. That was a joke. That was a joke. But this is an emotional on the human side, and the furniture has no right to hope for such a thing. It's enough that furniture serves with simple honesty day after day. That feeling I got when talking to George-sama and Jessica-sama is the same as forbidden drug to me. Oh, And she's back to thinking about George's Sama, not son. In other words, it may be an emotion I must never experience.
シャノン、先ほどからぼんやりが過ぎます。体調でも悪いのですか？
いえ、
Oh.
失礼いたしました。
Natsuhi's words were right on the mark. Even Shannon couldn't believe that she hadn't noticed Natsuhi until she had called. Normally, it was essential that she focus on her cleaning at this time of day. But she would spend all her time signing and hardly making any progress.
たとえお客様がおられなくても、常に気を張っていなくてはなりません。そんな様では、後ろ宮家に仕える使用人として情けありませんよ。
はい、以後注意します。
もうじき、当主様と主人がお帰りになられます。書斎の清掃は済んでいますか？階段の清掃は済んでいますか？
申し訳ございません。
Now she got scolded.
まだ。
ええ、知っています。ですから、ルノンにやらせておきました。
That's new character. That's new. Who's Lunon and why we don't know him?
あなたがもたもたと廊下を清掃している時間で、彼女は書斎と階段の清掃を済ませてしまいましたよ。
それは丁寧にお掃除をしていたから時間がかかってしまって。
Shannon was simple and honest, so she would always carry out her tasks seriously and properly, without any omissions. So she was always slow with her work. In contrast, Lunon cleverly avoided doing extra work whenever it was possible. Is it a guy or is it a girl? The name sounds like it could be both. But it's clearly someone from the orphanage, because of that non. Like Shannon, Canon, we had that trivia in the first episode. Or chapter, because episodes we have on YouTube, I guess. So she could complete her jobs with a result that looked almost the same to an outsider, but in much shorter time. In other words, she was shrewd employee. Compared to that, it was possibly fair to say that Shan wasn't very shrewd at all. Talking back to Natsuhi when Natsuhi was in a bad mood. Of course, there was nothing that Natsuhi couldn't stand more than a servant talking back. Her forehead creased and she spoke sternly. And yet, her slow, admonishing style of speech was even more terrifying. And finally, made Shan realize she had said the wrong thing.
ならば、存分に丁寧な清掃を心がけなさい。シャノン、あなたにこのまま大広間の清掃も命じます。当主様の大切な絵画が多数飾られ、後ろ宮家への賓客をお招きすることもある大切な広間です。
I want to know what will... I wonder when I will get to know about Beatrice and Broken Mirror. Because apparently, like you said in the comments last time, it was actually chronological order. So it was date, then Mirror, and now it's this one. So Mirror is broken at this part of the story. And apparently Shannon has some kind of deal with Beatrice, and I want to know what it is.
誇り一つ残さないよう、あなたが納得するまで丁寧に清掃なさい。もちろん今日中にです。それを終えて私に報告するまで、食事も休憩も許しません。
Wow.
わかりましたね。
That's a punishment as hell.
はい、奥様。
結構。使用人はその言葉だけを口にするように。次の口答えには、
より厳しい罰を与えますから、そのつもりで。
Wow.
よく胸に刻んでおきなさい。
はい、奥様。ご指導をありがとうございます。
どういたしまして。
I forgot how Natsuki can be savage as well towards like servants. I forgot about that. Behaving as though her headache was troubling her, Natsuki headed off down to the corridor. When she couldn't see her anymore, Shannon hung her head and sighed. This was what happened when she had her head in the clouds. Even though I'm bad at everything I do, I should be able to at least carry out the cleaning as well as an average person can, right? It's because I can't even perform that very well that I'm crying so pathetically. But what's even more shameful, it's that not only have I been unable to perform a single bit of cleaning well, but just now, when Natsuki's calling me, I imagine that person appearing and rescuing me, George. Yeah. If only George-sama were here. Would he casually step in and save me? Surely he would show up cheerfully, intentionally acting like he didn't know what was going on. Nimbly change the subject and make me forget I would be rebuked by Natsuki. I kept envisioning him, suddenly appearing from the other side of the door, or the other end of the hallway. I envisioned the kind of person that would be an appropriate partner for him in marriage meeting. And I envisioned him, how unfitting I was for him. Eva clearly told me. It has been repeating over and over in my dreams. Let me just check something really fast. But if I'm not recording that, then this is like really bad. Okay, oh, sound is recording. Holy shit, why I didn't check that before? Wow. I got stressed. Oh, hello, Kanan.
奥様は今朝から虫の居所が悪い。黙ってうなずいていればいいものを余計なことを言うから。
She never told anyone, and not to Shannon as well, that no one can help her. So I wonder if she will do this cleaning together with Canon.
カノン君。
I know it's punishment for her, basically, but there's like, you know, it was never told that she cannot be helped. Canon was suddenly there. His footsteps were always quieter than a cat's, and he never left any trace of his presence. He probably could have stood there forever, and she wouldn't have noticed him. The expression of Kanon's face was one of hatred. Wait, what? Oh, for Natsuhi. Wait, what? He made that expression for Shannon, who didn't know how to do it herself. Oh, okay. So it is for Natsuhi.
奥様も、そしてルノンも地獄へ落ちろ。
Yeah.
あいつは奥様がどこをチェックするか知ってて、そこしか掃除しない。
Oh, wow. That's actually really smart.
さっきの掃除もそうだった。
Okay, so it's her.
見ていたから知ってる。本当の意味での掃除なんかしてないんだよ。丁寧に掃除する姉さんに寄生してるだけの最低なやつだ。
そんな汚い言葉を使ってはダメよ。
Why not? You're alone.
汚い言葉はカノン君の綺麗な魂まで怪我してしまう。
It's not that clean, let's be honest.
だからせめて私の前ではそんな言葉遣いをしないでね。
Canon turned away as thought sulking. It was a reaction that hid his true feelings, which was very like canon, but I was a little happy. He was getting mad for my sake.
大広間の掃除は大変だよ。僕も手伝う。
Yes! Yes! I told you it was never told that no one can help her. Thank you, Canon, you are great.
ありがとう。でも、奥様に命じられたのは私だから大丈夫。
Aww, she would turn him down. That's true, Shannon, but like I said, you can get help.
カノン君にも自分のお仕事があるんでしょ？
汚らわしい仕事だよ。僕の魂なんてとっくに汚れてる。
I really hate being a servant. Canon then hung his head and bit his lower lip.
手伝ってくれるという言葉だけで私は十分。カノン君も自分の仕事に戻らないとあなたまで罰を受けることになっちゃう。そしたら私は悲しい。
Shannon knew characters well. Sometimes he didn't think enough about himself. If I don't refuse forcefully, he will help me, even if it means neglecting his own job. Canon was a little sad that his goodwill had been rejected, but he realized that, well, that what he was doing would only hurt her more, and in the end, and he gave a single smile side.
わかったよ。姉さんも頑張って。
That was a really weird sentence there to read.
それに私にも責任はあるか
I
ら。
mean, I'm just getting tired. What hour is it? Oh my god, yeah. That's why I'm tired.
姉さんには責任なんて何もないよ。
あるの。だからもう言って。
Canon Kun's face showed that he still hadn't completely accepted it, but without being any more obstinate, he disappeared. Even though Canon Kun came to give me words of comfort when I was down. Even so, I was dejected again, because it wasn't him. That in itself was a sin. It went far beyond any dream that likes of me could be permitted to see. I don't know my place. Shannon, who had neglected breakfast, already felt her concentration begin to waver. But if she didn't finish up cleaning the reception hall, she wouldn't receive Natsuhi's permission to eat. That cruel Natsuhi had surely told the kitchen something to that effect. I have to respectfully receive Madame's punishment. That's right. My position in this world is furniture. And I've been intoxicated by a dream that's beyond me. Oh, Shannon. I finished cleaning in the hallway and went to the reception hall. Maybe my hunger made my nose more sensitive. I could sense a delicious aroma wafting from the kitchen, even though it was far away and my empty stomach was encouraged even more. Until I finished up here, I wouldn't get any soup. I just had to resolve myself to doing it. And there's a Beatrice. And the epitaph is already here. So it was way long before, yeah. Several portraits were hung in the reception hall. One of those portraits was though to hold a special meaning among the servants. Hello, Beatrice. It was the portrait of the witch. That wasn't its true name, but everyone in the mansion called it that. The name of the woman with elegant blonde hair drawn as subject on the portrait was Beatrice. It was whispering that she might be the former mistress of Kinzo the family had. And also that she was the great witch who had given Kinzo the gold of the legend. The witch, Beatrice, master of the night on Rokkenjima. She was gracious to those who respected her, but she would surely curse those who made light of her. If it was in Shannon's characters not to neglect rules and beliefs such as those. So she thought of the portrait of her other master as the bad person herself. Blah. And always treated it carefully, treasuring it. I think I'm going to end the episode soon. And it had become part of her daily routine to tell the witch, who only existed inside the portrait, the secrets of her heart. She was furniture. Furniture doesn't complain. Cannot complain. So she had no right to speak her mind about her difficult days. She had no right to open her mouth and say those words. So she at last spoke her mind inside her heart. She spoke her mind inside her heart using words she couldn't say aloud, and protested to the formless witch. Of course the witch didn't answer. She didn't console, and she didn't laugh it off. Shannon could only interpret that silence as she liked, as though the witch was responding agreeably.
ベアトリーチェ様、みすぼらしい私の話を聞いてください。
As Shannon wiped the dust from the witch portrait, she spoke that inside her heart.
私は確かにエヴァ様の言う通り、無能で無教養な家具です。人じゃない。だから恋をする資格などないくても。だったらどうして恋を知ることのできる心などお与えになったのでしょうか。
This is sad. At that point, Shannon held back her tears for a moment. A sound of rain, which had started falling along with the chill air in the reception hall, made her feel as though her shabbiness had increased another level.
本当の家具なら心なんかない。
Because you're not a furniture.
だから人を愛したりしなくて済むじゃないですか。だから苦しまない。私も同じ家具なのにどうして心なんかあるんですか。
Because you're not.
こんな苦しくて辛い思いをするならこんな心なんて
Oh my god.
与えないでほしかった。
なるほど。
I will leave that actually for another episode. So thank you for being with me, and I will see you in the next one. So for now, Pocket Watch is going out.